feel like it's been forever since I picked up a camera, but the last 2 days haven't really done much. Today we're actually gonna get back to building. I got some stuff in the mail, as you can see right there. So we're gonna have some fun today experimenting. I'm also gonna need to go grab some more lumber. So I'm gonna go do that this morning. I'm also gonna go get a haircut. I know my hair is getting a little crazy, but by the next time you see me, I will look different, and we will probably have some wood to get started on the build. So we're back. Haircut. We got some new fresh lumber in the garage. I spent about an hour digging through everything. But now what I want to do is actually go through and unbox all this stuff. This is the boxes I got from Jamestown Distributors. This is an epoxy hardener and the kit, and I have some thickener in here. I actually ended up going with the 2-gallon kit. I think it ended up being about $315. Don't quote me on that. But I went with 2 gallons. I was originally going to go with 1, but I figured, you know what? I'm going to need it now for the keel, the frames. I'm also going to need it again when I'm fiberglassing, so I might as well have extra. And it can't hurt if you use more than less. So first thing I want to open, let's actually start with these. Oh my god, these are heavy. What is this, 20-pound box? I'm assuming this is the epoxy. Don't cut yourself. Also, don't use it. I wouldn't use this stuff inside. I'm just opening it in here. I'm actually going to bring it outside in a minute when I start using it. I've been watching tutorials online, plenty of tutorials on how to use this stuff. So here we go. What is this? Product descriptions. Product descriptions. So total was $346 at $315. So don't need that right now. Came with newspapers, which is cool. What is this? We got some resin and slow hardener. Okay, so this is right. I ordered the slow hardener. From what I understand, the speed of how you use this stuff, or the slow, fast, medium, is based on temperature. Don't really quote me on that. That's the way I understand it. Group 1, 2-to-1 mix ratio. This is also the 2-to-1 high performance epoxy and hardener, not the 5-to-1 traditional. I read reviews. This is a little more expensive than the other stuff you can get, about 5 gallons of other stuff for the same price, or a little more, but I've read that this is better for boat building and the purposes that I need it for. Here's the second box. We got more newspaper it comes with. Obviously the pumps, and the stirring kits, which they talk about all the time. And then we got another thing of resin. So I'm assuming each of these is a gallon, and this is different. A lot more newspaper, so let's put this on the side. And they send you 2 mixing buckets, which are helpful. Been using these a ton. And then I don't know what's in this. I'm thinking maybe the thickener. Let's see. Never thought I'd be an unboxing channel, but now I really thought this was going to be more, but apparently not. So, yes. Here's the silica. They sent 2 of them, so I actually ordered 2 of them. So I don't know if I'm gonna need both of them right now, but it's always good to have. It's only $15. But yeah, that's all it came with. I mean, I'll open one of these up, so I'm gonna need it today anyway. I will show this stuff. This stuff is really packed in there, huh? Okay, it's like, yeah, it's getting all over me. So I don't want to necessarily open these here. I'll show it to you outside when I get it in the garage. But we got the thickener, the resin, the hardener, and the little kits. So now that I've made a mess here, I'm going to run outside and start mixing this stuff, put it together, and then we'll start laminating the keel the way that we should be laminating the keel. yeah, so I'll see you back outside. I brought out everything I needed. It's all sitting over there. This is temperature control that it's going to get without using it inside. The garage right now is pretty hot, and then the outside is pretty hot. But thankfully under this tent, it's about 10-15 degrees cooler than it is outside right now. So this will be a good place to be mixing that. I'm going to do that in a second. But first I wanted to go over what I did yesterday. I went back through and I looked at all the lofts and I figured out where the zero mark is going to be. And I kind of laid out what the frames are going to look like. This one right here is going to be the transom. On this next page we got the frames right here. And then this is going to be some, later down the road I'll explain what I'm going to do there. And there's a little work here for a knee that's going to be at the bow. This is one frame. It's going to be the fourth frame because there's going to be a little height change on the decking. How we're going to cut the keels, basic stuff like that. Height from the bottom of the frame to where the decking is going to be. So I went through, I did a lot of calculations. I spent a lot of time on the computer model working out the plans, getting everything on the up and up, design the transom. So basically what the plan for at least this week and next week is try to get the first 4 frames done and the keel. We're probably going to try to bend the keel tomorrow, or we're going to try to work on some of the frames tomorrow. We have to see how this goes. But for today, all I want to do is really get the frame, or get the keel laminated, at least the flat part of the frame. At least for today, I want to get the flat part of the keel laminated, and then maybe start laying out some of the frames. But we'll see how this epoxy goes. I'm going to go over there, start mixing it, figuring everything out, calibrating it, and then I will check back in a little bit. Okay, so I got the pumps calibrated now, as you just saw. They're actually a little different than the tutorial online. On the tutorial online, they had to cut some stuff, but I actually didn't, so that worked out well. I'm not going to start mixing the epoxy that I need just yet. I'm going to grab the wood from the garage that I'm going to use for the keel and lay it out first before we do that. I'm also going to be working over there in the sun, unfortunately, because there's not enough space on this table right now to be putting the keel. And I'm also going to put some parchment paper down, which I've actually heard people recommend online, just to keep the cleanup easy and so it doesn't adhere to anything. We got the parchment paper out, we got it rolled out, decent length, and then we got the wood here. These are the best pieces that I have right now, the best pieces I could find. They're all straight grain, they're all pretty not free length, so I'm going to go lay those out. It's going to be a very similar layout to what I had before. Instead of having 4 layers, it's only just going to be 2, and then the keel is actually going to be 6. But I'll explain how I'm going to connect it as I go on. I don't want to give away too much because I want to make sure that you understand these aren't tutorial videos. These are more just this is what I'm doing. You can follow along if you like. I hope you guys are entertained by it. But I'm going to lay those out and then I'll check back in. Pretty simple layout. We got a foot gap right there, and then that same scarf, that same joint that I was doing before, and then another extra foot down there, and then obviously the keel will be, or the bent part of the keel will be attached to it, scarfed to it, epoxied and fastened somehow, which I'll look again and explain later. I also got the 2 drills out, the one for the pilot holes, the one for the screws, and the screws. So now I'm going to go back, mix the proper amount of epoxy, get it right, then come back and obviously seal this together. Go. Let's see. It's between a peanut butter and a mayonnaise consistency. It sticks to the stick. So, first time of success. Now let's go start laminating. So I got the second half of it done. As you can see, there's a nice straight keel on the ground right there. It's going to take a little while to cure. And it's actually extremely hot out. I kind of underestimated how hot it was out today. So I think I'm going to call it here. It's tomorrow. I'm probably not going to start doing the bending just yet, or the frames just yet. I think the next piece that we're going to do tomorrow is actually fair this down and make sure it has nice straight fair edges before we clamp the frames to it. I also put screws in about every foot and a half wherever I felt they were needed, so there's a lot of clamping pressure in there to really soak in the epoxy. And it should be done by tomorrow, hopefully, but we'll see. So I'm going to get to cleaning up, and then I will check back in a little bit. Okay, we're back inside. I'm showered. I got cleaned up. It was really hot out there, I'm not going to lie. But the keel is still outside. It's curing. I'm going to leave it for about a day, and then tomorrow we'll get to work on fairing it down and everything, as I probably already mentioned. But just before I close this out, I just want to thank everybody. Everyone that's helped me out, everyone's mentioned things, brought up different mistakes I've made, helped me along the way of this process. It's been tremendous. I'm absolutely loving this process too. It's just a ton of fun for me. Again, thank you everybody. And I also want to just put another disclaimer in here, just to remind everyone that this is not a tutorial channel. I want this to be more of a way to connect with you guys, a way to connect with people that either want to do this or know what they're doing or want, and I don't know, whatever, however you find these videos, however you find my Instagram, however you find whatever, I'm appreciative of it, and I hope that you enjoy my process of building the boat, and however it ends up, it ends up, but I'm incredibly happy to be doing this, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the videos, and I will see you in the next one.